To set up your first Spring Boot project in IntelliJ, you can follow these steps. Make sure you have IntelliJ IDEA installed on your system. If not, you can download and install it from the JetBrains website. Create a new project. Click on Create New Project. In the Project Creation Wizard, select Spring Initializer on the left panel. Configure project settings. In the Spring Initializer panel, you need to configure the project settings. Choose a project SDK, select the Java SDK version you want to use. Choose a language level, select the language level you prefer. Project name and location, specify the name and location for your project. Click Next. Select Spring Boot dependencies. In the Spring Initializer panel, you can choose the dependencies you want to include in your Spring Boot project. At a minimum, select Spring Web to include the necessary libraries for building web applications. You can also select other dependencies based on your project requirements, example, database, security, etc. Click Next. IntelliJ IDEA will download the necessary dependencies and set up the project structure based on the Spring Boot dependencies you selected. Once the project is created, you will see the project structure in the IntelliJ IDEA's project view. You can expand the folders to view the source code, configuration files, and resources. You can start coding your Spring Boot application by creating classes, controllers, services, and other components. IntelliJ IDEA provides excellent support for Spring Boot, including code completion, navigation, and debugging. Run the Spring Boot application. To run the Spring Boot application, navigate to the main class, the one annotated with its Spring Boot application. Right-click on the class name and select Run Class Name, or click the green Run arrow next to the main method. IntelliJ IDEA will start the Spring Boot application, and you can see the output in the Run console. That's it. You have set up your first Spring Boot project in IntelliJ IDEA. You can continue developing your application by adding more classes, configuring application properties, and utilizing various Spring Boot features.